anytime you're going to play the University of Texas, it's every team's biggest game of the year. But, you know, clearly I think coming out of this and the talk of what's happened, our bullseye got a little bit bigger. And we can't be naive to that, but we also can't put so much emphasis into that we don't focus on ourselves and do what's necessary.
We'll take a look at some of our notable new head coaches in the FBS. You've got a new head man on Rocky Top, of course, Steve Sarkisian at Austin, and the list goes Auburn. The list goes on and on from there. Sam, listen, which of these new head coaches, as you look at some of these storied programs, is in the best position to succeed?
Yeah, I think that Steve Sarkisian is the coach that's in the best position to succeed. I got a chance to call their spring game and chat with him a little bit. I also saw him at Big 12 Media Day, and I asked him, I said, how do you handle the boosters? Because we all know the reason that Texas struggles is not necessarily because of recruiting. Oftentimes it's because the outside influences. And he looked at me and he said, Sam, I know how to control them. I know how to keep them, for lack of better terms, in their place so they can support the system without getting in the way. You know, the last coach that knew how to keep the boosters in their place, it was Mac Brown. And what did he do? He took them to the Texas to the national championship with a win in 2005, took them back again in 2009. And so I think that Steve Sarkisian is in a great position to succeed because he has the keys in so many ways. People know Texas needs to win now, and so he's been given the keys to the entire kingdom.
Greg?
I think Texas
Greg,
is great. I completely
you,
agree with everything that Sam said. But I want to transition to the coach that's in the most difficult position. Because we just talked about the ideal setup that Steve Sarkisian stepped into. Let's talk about the opposite. And I don't have to change the letters. UT. It's not Texas, it's Tennessee. That's Josh Heupel, who steps into what is an impossible situation because Tennessee right now, Wendy and Sam, they still have expectations. Their fan base still has expectations. They think it's 1998 and T. Martin and Peyton Manning are walking through that door. It's not the case. They also had a bunch of guys leave through the transfer portal, so they're going to be well under the 85 scholarship limit, so they're going to have their depth challenged. They still have to figure out who their quarterback's going to be. Their defense is porous, and that's putting it nicely. So at this point, Josh Heupel is stepping into an impossible situation. If he can somehow get the Volunteers to bowl eligible, that would be one heck of an accomplishment in year number one.
Well, Greg, I got some quick
Listen,
beef
I'm
for
guilty.
you
I still think it's
Wendy
1998.
Wendy, I got some quick beef
ahead,
because
Sam.
I got some friends who went to Tennessee and they say that's the real UT. So I got to figure out which one is it. I believe it's Texas. You think it's Tennessee, Wendy? Who's the real UT? Which one is the real UT, Wendy?
Oh, you know what? I'm bad to ask, Sam, because I grew up in South Carolina. We think we got the USC, okay? I've never really understood what that was all about out west. So I'm a Southern girl. Well, I guess they're both Southern, but I'd have to go with UT. Well, oh, wait. I'd have to go with UT. How about that?
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.